All right, we're back again. Okay, so we're going to talk about identity. Identity is so important. This is what keeps people stuck or elevates people right here. Okay, so I did a exercise with one of my clients. He's actually my cousin. He's actually here today. I did exercise with Rudy. Okay, and we were talking about. So this is how it went down. Okay, this is a live demonstration of, you guys all know, like when you start hearing those negative whispers,
Yep.
those lines of doubt, and these are all things that we all say to each other. And so I had everybody huddle around him and say the things that he says to himself. So before that, I said, "What do you tell yourself?" Do you remember kind of what some of the things that he said?
Um, I'm fat and I'm always gonna be fat. Remember that one?
Yep.
Uh, I
Stupid.
yeah,
I'm
stupid.
I'm not smart enough.
Yep. Though,
Not gonna make it. It's not
yeah,
gonna work.
right.
Do those sound familiar?
Yeah.
I mean, all of those sound familiar in a variation.
Yep.
It's all the same. Those are just lies.
Yep.
So either the devil's telling you a lie, or even yourself.
Yep.
That's the thing that I want everybody to understand. It might not be the devil. It might just be you, an underdeveloped version of yourself. You lacking understanding of who God is,
Yeah.
really could create that. And so I had everybody surrounding him, and I'm like, go ahead, start whispering. This is a safe place, by the way. This is at my own spot. It was just a demonstration of what are you going to do
Yeah.
in this moment. So everybody's whispering, "You're fat. You're always going to be fat. You're not going to make it. You're not smart enough." All of those things, and there's like 15 of us, and he's there in the middle. And then what I tell him is, respond. Say your affirmations. Say your declaration. Say your identity statement. And here's the problem. Here, I want to stop, just pause this visual real quick, is not many people even know their real identity. Their identity is that. Their identity is, I work at Walmart, or I work at this office, corporate, whatever. I'm a nurse.
Yep.
I'm a firefighter. And then I'll never be anything great.
Right.
I'm not confident. I'm shy. I'm not a camera person. I'm more of behind the scenes. But then you go even deeper and it gets worse.
Yep.
I'm ugly. I'm skinny. I'm fat. I'm this. I'm that. And I'm like, where is the identity?
Right.
And so before all of this, I tell everybody, tell me Muhammad Ali's identity statement for me. I'm like, float like a butterfly. What?
Sting like a bee.
That's right. I'm like, I'm black and I'm what?
Beautiful.
That's right.
I would have said proud.
Yeah. we got the Mexicans in the back. But you know what I'm saying? Like how do you know his? What are the other ones? I am the
greatest.
Yep. What are some of the other ones? I feel like I haven't. Everybody knows Muhammad Ali's stuff. I'm the greatest. I'm the champ. I'm the best of all. You know that one. I'm the best of all.
No, I don't know.
Times. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm like, how do you know his and you don't know yours? That's a problem.
Yep.
And so Rudy's in the middle, and he starts, just to give Rudy credit is that we've worked on his identity statement. So he's starting to say them, but it's real soft. And all I could hear is still the whispers. So I stopped and I'm like, you got to raise that volume. You got to raise it way high. Yeah. And then so he turns around and he's just like a roaring lion and he starts responding like, I'm smart. I'm fit. I'm capable. People believe in me. I believe in God. And he's like, I'm not even saying at the level he was. Yeah. He was like yelling it. He was declaring it. But that's the problem, is like you're declaring evil. You're declaring low frequency, low emotion, low identity. However you want to say it, everything's low. Yeah. And I'm like, you're prophesying over your life. I hope you know that.
Yeah.
anytime you say anything negative, that is what's around the corner.
Yeah.
You are making an agreement with the devil at that point. And if you are making an agreement with the devil, you are cursing your life. And you're potentially cursing your entire lineage.
Wow. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen to your kids?
Yeah.
Somebody has to stop it at some point. And you can only stop it if you know truth. And where does the truth come from? It's by knowing God. Knowing God will allow you to know who you are. So for me, I could talk about this topic a lot, is like in personal development, you can totally sit there and be like, what do I want to be? Who do I want to be? And you can construct this 10.0 self-image, this identity of who you are, but it could still be false.
Yeah.
And that's something that you have to walk into. And that's why I tell people, spend time with God, because it'll help you write your real 10.0 self. Because you'll get those one-liners, like I said, you'll get those one-liners, and then that is what you should put on your 10.0 self-identity statement. And if you are stuck, you're stagnant or lost, every time it's going to be a problem of identity. And there's so many examples of this in the Bible, in life, with athletes, sports, it's huge in, but I mean, there's examples everywhere.
Yeah.
So if you want to change, let's start at the root level of identity.
This is so good. Honestly, I had a realization of something when you were just talking just a second ago about, like, most people, when you ask them, like, hey, tell me about yourself, who are you? They're often going to go to the external things, like, I'm a teacher, I have 3 kids, I'm 36 years old. They're going to tell you a lot of external things that really aren't who you are.
Right.
They could change at any moment. All of those things could change at any moment. And then the things that are actually, like, really part of who they are all negative. Like, I'm not really a people person. I'm kind of an introvert. Like, I'm not real good at speaking. Like, that's who they, and so they go through these identity crises when, like, they lose their job, and, like,
Then what happens?
all the positive things in their life are completely external, and they rest on shaky ground. And so there's nothing foundational. And what you're talking about, like, all the identity statements and all the pieces, those are unchangeable. Like, nobody can take those away. It's like who you are. If you were alone and nobody's around you, you're stranded on an island, like, who are you then?
Absolutely. So I have a mentor, and when I first started out, this was probably about four years ago, he said this. So Wes Watson actually said this, and it gave me a lot of clarity. He said, if I walk into a coffee shop, person A, he walks into the coffee shop. He's like, hey, what's up, everybody? I'm a real estate agent. Next person walks in. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm a doctor. Next person walks in. Hey, I'm a nurse. He's like, I walk in. He's like, I change lives, And I was like, man, that's everything right there.
Yeah.
That was his purpose, his identity. And he said it with conviction. And I'm like, it's like I could almost feel everybody saying those things, and then him saying it, and then just like fully loving it and believing it, because it's true. So I guess the question is, do you have that conviction?
Yeah.
Do you have that love for who you are?
Right.
That's a big part of our program is, do you actually love who you are?
Right.
How can you deliver the message if the messenger is lost, stuck, or dormant?
Oof.
So that's the first thing that we have to get back, is your identity. And that's part of the program that I teach, is I pull people out the gutter and be like, that's not you.
Yeah.
I literally call them, pick them, and be like, you're meant for more. And I know how to lead them to where they should be.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. And I think you talk about that conviction that he had when he said that. And I think that there's like a segment of people out there that they're really into affirmations. They're like, oh yeah, like I am that girl, or whatever the hot affirmation of the moment is. But as soon as it gets tested, it falls apart. And so I think one of the things that makes like how we coach people and everything powerful is that we have those affirmations, we have those statements, but there's actions to back them up.
That's right.
It's strength, and it's like you prove that about yourself every
Mm-hmm.
single day. You
Mm-hmm.
have another chance every single day to prove that's who you are.
Mm-hmm. It's so good. I was just talking to Iggy again, yesterday, and he was just like, if you struggle with X problem and you struggle with that 20 times a day, good. Say good, because you have 20 times to say no.
Oof. Yep.
And that's only building your identity. But check this out, is actions follow identity.
Mm-hmm.
So people will like downplay like, oh, well, yeah, affirmations, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, not whatever.
Yep.
Not whatever. You are tripping.
Yep.
This is why your life is jacked up.
Yep.
Is because you still see yourself as this small. Like, if you see yourself small, it's not that God can't work through you. You won't allow God to work through you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
God might use you and call you, but you're not going to be able to answer because you're going to be like, God would never.
Right.
He wouldn't ever.
Yeah,
Like, that's the point. I'm like, God will use the small.
Mm-hmm.
Like David, Moses, they all had, who was the other one? Samson. All these people who were less, I would say, not crazy like built, not crazy gifted, but they answered the call.
Yep.
Like, that's the point.
The unlikely.
And I look at all these guys and I'm like, everybody here on the team is leaders, but you answered the call.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how are you going to close that $1 million deal if you see yourself as not a closer?
Yep.
How are you going to get on social media and spit some good stuff if you don't think you're the messenger and you're not confident? It's like how Wes walked into the shop and he's like, I changed lives. Is that a confident person or unconfident person? He believes in the message.
Mm-hmm.
And so do we.
Mm-hmm.
That's the level that we have to have.
Mm-hmm.
I think about, I used to hate, let me back up. I used to not like the Psalms in the Bible. I was always like, oh, this is poetry.
Mm-hmm.
These are hymns. I'm not the guy that listens to hymns and poetry. I'm more purpose, goal driven. Like, I need to know we're getting somewhere. This is just all fluff and like violins and stuff, or more like harps. But yeah, harps. So I'm like, I don't need all this. What I didn't realize was they are ancient declarations.
Yes.
They are ancient spiritual blueprint that's being laid.
Mm-hmm.
So as you go low, you speak a higher truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that until I really started getting to identity and declarations and affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
As you speak, your life gets created.
Yeah.
That ain't coming from me. Don't argue with me. Don't fight the messenger. Don't hate me. Let's talk to God on that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Truth is reality.
Mm-hmm. It's so good. It's so good. Honestly, I think, man, it's so good. Because the thing about like those declarations, those words, those higher truths that you're talking about, all the lies that we face every day, you can't just get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
You actually have to replace them with a truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't just be
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't believe that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You need something to like actually take over that space in your
Mm-hmm.
mind, in your life, in that thought. And so you replace those negative thoughts with a higher truth, like you said. It's like the trump card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what I used to believe, but no, I lay this trump card down and it overrides anything that
Mm-hmm.
even if I have the experience to prove the negative thing, like
Mm-hmm.
it, like, like I always fail at everything I do. And maybe you have experience where you're like, I have failed before. Like, I've really messed
Mm-hmm.
up. There's a higher truth. There's a higher thing that God has called you to be. And that's a trump card.
It's a trump card.
It's a trump
He already
card.
defeated all that.
That's right. And so you lay that card down and it's like, it doesn't matter what had happened before. Like, this is who he's calling you to be now.
Mm-hmm.
Those are weapons.
Mm-hmm. So going back to the Psalms, okay? I started falling in love with the Psalms because I was like, these are weapons right here.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I've ever had a client open the Bible, I'm like, go to the Psalms real quick, and I'll pull up Psalm 27. I love Psalm 27, and I'm like, read it. And they're all feeling down in the dumps.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't say down in the dumps, but they're operating off of a low frequency. Things are not happening. I say read it, and they start reading it, and they get done with it all, and they're like, whoa, like I didn't even realize I was there. A quarter way through, their voice gets deeper. They have more conviction. They start feeling powerful again. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. It's just all about how you talk.
Yeah.
I will start my prayer off or my declaration off, my identity off, and I'll be like kind of like moping through it. Halfway through it, I start yelling almost in my house. And I'm saying it. And I'm like, this is going to lead to what? A good action.
Yeah.
This is going to lead to a better future. It's going to make me more bold.
Yeah.
And so I think about Psalm 27. And look, like I'm not a biblical scholar. I'm not a, what did you tell me? Theologian? How do you say it? Theologian. I kept saying a theologian.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, now you
She was like,
now I can't remember.
she said, she was just like, it's like Theo. Logan.
Logan, like like
Yeah.
if you had an uncle
Yeah.
named Logan, you know?
Anyway, so theologian. Did I say it right? I did good. All right. Okay. So look, don't fight me on all this stuff. Okay. This is just I'm just delivering a message. And so there's so much to learn about all this stuff. But what I do know is that while King David was writing these Psalms, Psalm 27, I'm trying to figure out if I should say it or you should say it. All right, I'll just say it. I have it right in front of me. So I realize that we all experience lows and we have to speak that higher truth. So he says, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is my strength of my life, and whom shall I be afraid? That's the first like little one. That's one right there.
Yep.
Okay, that's verse 1. And what you have to realize is that when you have a low, an emotional low, when you think you're this way, you have to combat it with the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? That says he was scared.
Yep.
He was scared. He was on the run. And so he says, the Lord is my strength. He's combating all of those negative emotions. The question is, don't debate me on my biblical knowledge. Debate me on your response. I want to debate you on how you're responding. You feel low and you don't think you're good enough. You don't think that you're confident enough. You don't think you're good looking enough. How are you responding? That is the question.
Yep.
You go read your Bible. You read this. You teach me on this. All I know is this is what he was doing. This is truth right here.
It's true. I mean, just for context too, like he really was running. King David was running away from, I think, kings. Well, he wasn't a king then. He was just David. He was just David. He was running away from
just
the
David.
king. Yeah.
See, we even did it. It's like just David.
Well,
it's like,
yeah.
But God already anointed him years prior to that and said, you're king.
You're king, yeah.
You are king. And he's like, what? Me?
Well,
you know,
and
little old me.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah. What if I told you guys? I'm like, multi-millionaire, Cesar. You know, Lambos, Rolls Royce. You know, whatever you want. Multiple businesses. You know, what if I just went bam, 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 and that's essentially kind of what we do anyway.
Yeah.
But God, I mean, you know, Samuel did that.
Right.
But God did that. Yeah, God did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's a great point. It's like God called people who they were long before the evidence was ever there. Like he called David king. He called Gideon a warrior when Gideon is hiding in a cave. Like there's all kinds of instances of that throughout the Bible. But I think like to this point right here, David knew he was king. There was a small circle of people who knew he was king, but he actually wasn't king yet. Actually wasn't king. And so when you read this psalm, like keep that in mind. Like he knew who he was, but like the evidence wasn't there yet. He's hearing these things like you have a purpose, you're significant, but he's running away from like a king and all his army that's like trying to kill him, and he's like, the Lord is my strength.
When
The Lord,
everything is falling apart,
yep,
he responded with something greater and higher.
yes,
That is the
that's
point.
the point.
Yeah. So
Yep.
get that. Write it down. Have you when you respond, you shouldn't have to like wait 30 seconds. It should be in a millisecond, boom, you have the answer right there.
Yeah.
And the more time you spend with God, praying and speaking with God, the more confidence and belief you'll have in everything. That's your safety net.
Yep.
There's a lot of different ways, but that just on the identity, that's what you should do. Write out your identity. This is who I am. And you want to write it in the present tense. You don't want to write it as if like I will be or I want to be. It's I am bold. I am confident. I am a leader. I am a multimillionaire. You want, even if you're not, I've never been poor. I've always been rich because I'm rich in thought. I think rich.
Yeah.
I think prosperous. I think in abundance. You might have low moments. You might physically be somewhere else, but your thoughts are not somewhere. They're somewhere else. Your thoughts, you're living somewhere else. Two different realms.
Yeah. Yeah. That's huge. I like it when you said that just recently, and I've heard you say it a few times. Like I've never been poor. I might have been not had any money, but I've never been poor. And I love that because I think that there's all kinds of like you're rich in the way that you think. You're rich like wisdom. This is why the Bible's like wisdom is better than rubies.
That's right.
Wisdom's better than wealth. Is because like if you have wisdom, you can make anything
Don't ask for
happen.
money. Ask for wisdom, understanding, and discipline. Those are the three that you should ask for, not money.
Yep.
That's going to lead to the sustaining and the getting of money.
Yep. Yep. So true.
More understanding. Like that's what you should ask for when you pray in the morning. It's not about making it you don't talk about God with anybody else. You don't want to talk more about God with other people than you talk about God with God.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? That's a real thing. You fellowship with God, you fellowship with other people about God, but you never actually fellowship with God with God. Like how many, that's real.
That's
right there.
real.
That's convicting.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, how many people have actually, I'm curious, when is the actual last time that you actually did have a conversation with God? That's when I check myself. I'm like, no, let's get back to, let's do this one-on-one here.
Yeah.
And one-on-one's private. It's not public.
Right. Yeah.
But so when you pray, you should ask like, help me understand because you're missing something. For our coaching business, well, you have your own coaching business, I have my own. We're not lacking money, we're lacking understanding. We're not seeing, oh, maybe we lack clarity in the message. Maybe we lack, maybe we have a limiting belief. Maybe something is blocking us so that our eyesight and our understanding is off. So let's ask for that. Help us to understand better. Help us with wisdom.
Yeah.
Maybe discipline for some people. We're pretty good with the discipline part, but maybe that's what it is.
Right.
But a handout to be like, God bless me with financial breakthrough. Oh, now you're just asking for a handout at that point. You're not asking to be conditioned into a new person.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think one of the important, like since we're talking about David, is like there's a time, I can't remember what psalm it is. I'd have to look it up, but he was talking about like God expanding his like territory, but his prayer was expand my heart. Like expand my heart so that like my point to that, all of that is like when you focus on things like that and you're just praying for things, like you're probably not going to get it. But if you focus on your purpose, your identity, who he's called us to be, and the responsibility that he's asked us to carry, he's going to give us the resources to actually make that happen.
It's so good. Like, I detach, or that's not the right word, but I kind of have myself take a little bit of a step back, because oftentimes we go into prayer into like making it a transaction. Like, you put in and you're trying to get something out, like kind of like a genie. And I know a lot of people have said that before. Where I kind of check myself is make it relational. Ask, you just want to, I want to know who God is more. And the more you know God, the more that's like beneficial on many different areas. So it's like, yes, ask for your purpose, ask for all these things, but don't forget to ask to know God. Like, what's the whole point of this thing,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
That's a whole different, like, now we're starting to open up a whole different can of worms on that.
Yeah.
But I think that's good on the identity
All
top.
right. Sounds good.
All right. Good stuff. Yeah.